Hey guys, welcome to my channel Process. So today we are going to cover a poem named Amanda written by Robert Klein from the book First Flight, your NCRT book, okay? So Amanda is kind of a fictional character here. I suppose she is a teenager like you and me who feels like her guardians or parents, like even though it's for her good, she feels like they restrict her, control her, and nag a lot, which she doesn't like. Okay, and she feels like or imagines to have a life where there's no one to disturb her, where she can just be herself and just do whatever she wants to do and be alone, be in solitude, and cherish the freedom she has got. But here her life is totally in contradiction with what she imagines. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with the first paragraph. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Okay, so all you can see in these lines is just nagging, nagging, and nagging all the time. Okay, first of all, it's very bad for your health to bite your nails, which I do, you do, many of us do, okay, on an average, not everyone. So okay, it's for our good, but by the mentality of a child, if you just directly oppose the child, or nag at the child and directly just control the behavior in an aggressive tone of voice, then the child will feel like, oh, my mom is nagging all the time, it is so annoying, I just want to leave my home and just run away to somewhere. So here the Manda's feelings are exactly the same. She is told not to bite her nails, like whenever we are nervous or we feel afraid or we are just, feeling lazy or nothing to do, we just inhabit, we just take our fingers and we just, chew or bite our nails. So that's what Amanda does, like every other teenage kid. Like I suppose she's 13 to between 15 to 16 years old, like that I feel. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. So here hunch means bending forward your shoulders, which results in a very bad or ugly posture of the body. So her parents are always nagging that sit or walk straight, keep your shoulders straight, and don't hunch it. Okay, and then the next line tells that, okay, so the next line is stop the slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Slouching and sit up straight means the parents are telling her or nagging that don't droop your posture, don't droop your back, and sit up straight, sit with back straight. So yeah, every time all the students in the schools or at home, we are always nagged by our parents that sit up straight and do your work, don't slouch, don't hunch. Okay, so now the second paragraph is the imagination, the desires, and the wants of Amanda. The first stanza was all about her mother or father, any parents nagging at a daughter, and the second paragraph shows the contrast in the thought process. So, this second paragraph, which is contradictory to the first one, is the imagination of Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where is the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Okay, so languid means the waves moving in a very calm and slow and in a very beautiful manner. Languid means that emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me. So there's a sea where the only one living, the only one surviving there is Amanda, and there's no one to interrupt her, there's no one to disturb her, and she is, drifting, means swimming in the water, moving in the ocean very blissfully, means very happily, very satisfactorily, very cheerfully. There's no one to disturb, there's no one to interrupt her, no one to nag at her. So, yeah, she's enjoying and she just wants a life like that. Okay, whereas there's no one to nag and all that. So, she imagines herself to a mermaid who is the only not individual, the only inhabitant, means the only living one in that entire sea, and with the calm waves, she is also drifting blissfully. Okay, Now again, the third stanza, sorry, not the second, the third stanza, where again the reality comes and just bombards her with all those nagging statements, which again annoys her. Now these are her mom's statement. Why am I saying mom? Fathers also do nag. It's not always the mom, but I'm just getting relatable and just saying mom and mom. It's parents, okay? Parents. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Okay, so I feel like I'm rapping. Did, did you finish your homework, Amanda? This is a very common question which we never do. We students never like doing homework until and unless we are some scholar type. I'm not, okay? So, did you finish your homework, Amanda? No, she didn't. Did you tidy your room, Amanda? No, she didn't. I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. No, she didn't do that too. Okay, so again the nagging comes, and again her mom annoys her, dad annoys her, or any parents annoying her. Okay, so did she finish her homework? Did she clean her room? Her room is so untidy. I cannot even set my foot inside it. Here shoes, their football, here toys and their books and all of the things piled up on one and the other. This is not looking right, Amanda, clean it. Okay, so that's what I thought I told you to clean your shoes. Okay, that was an order maybe. And Amanda didn't respond to that. She didn't clean her shoes, of course, or else she would not have been nagged. Okay, so every single time her parents are only nagging, restricting her, and making her annoyed. Like, how do you feel if your parents are just all the 24 into 7? Oh, did you do your homework? Did you clean your shoes? Don't bite your nails. Don't hunch your shoulders. Don't slouch. Sit up straight. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do this. Do that. Okay, this is very restricting and annoying. I can relate to her. Okay, again her imagination stanza comes. Try to compare this. This is a very fun poem. We will read it in a very light-hearted manner. Don't take anything seriously except writing these answers in the exam. Okay? So I'm an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is Amanda an orphan? No, she's being nagged by her parents. She's not an orphan. She obviously has parents. Then why the word orphan is used here? Okay, so what does this mean? Means that Amanda doesn't want anyone to interrupt her. She wants to be the only one in her imaginary world and just loiter and roam around, and she doesn't want to be disturbed by anyone. So that is why orphan means the only one, the sole inhabitant in that place. No parents to disturb her. Roaming the street means loitering and seeing the street, wandering in the street with the golden freedom. The next line means I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. Okay, hushed means very quiet and still. Okay, so I pattern soft dust means the dust on the ground. She takes a bare feet and tries to draw pictures on the dust on the ground with a hushed bare feet. Very calmly, very quietly, she draws patterns on the soft dust on the ground below. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Means the silence is golden means a very rare opportunity, and is a very sweet and is a very beautiful opportunity, and the freedom is sweet because when a child is always nagged every single time, then the child will value the freedom of being alone, value the silence and solitude in a very embracing manner, and she's just embracing her freedom, her silence. She loves it when she's alone, she's left alone, because she's very tired of hearing all this nagging and all that from her parents, which annoys her. Again, these statements of her mother. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Okay, don't eat that chocolate means we get cavities when we eat that, and children are often advised, or you can say nagged at times, that don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Acne means it's kind of a boils or pimples on your skin, like the whiteheads turning red on the skin. So yeah, if you eat unhealthy, then that's going to happen. She's again nagged at that too. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Okay, so her mother, or these lines sound too much like a mom, but still, her parents used to, are disappointed that when they're scolding or nagging their daughter, the daughter is not making an eye contact with them, and they're annoyed. Okay, so yes, will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? She won't, my dear. Then the next is again Amanda's imagination, where the sole inhabitant is only her. I'm Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Okay, you must have read or heard about the classic Rapunzel story, the Tales of Rapunzel. So it's a fairy tale, and why Amanda wants to be a Rapunzel? Because Rapunzel has really long bright hairs. She lives in a tower alone, and if she will let her hair down, then people can climb with the help of the hair and reach that tower. Now she is telling that I will never let my hair down and will never allow anyone in my place because I want tranquility, which is rare to me. Freedom and getting away from all this nagging and restricted statements is rare to her. She values that. That's golden to her. So tranquility means very calm and peaceful. Okay, so I will certainly never let down my bright hair, means I will never release my hair down so that anyone can ever climb upon that, use that, and come to my place. I really value solitude. Now, again, the nagging statements of a mom. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. Sulking means a very bad tempered kind of, moody kind of look or words, you know. So stop that sulking at once, Amanda. Means Amanda is so irritated and annoyed that she always has a bad temper, according to her mom or dad. You're always so moody, Amanda. Means moody means as a teenager you get mood swings. So that means sometimes happy and sometimes sad, sometimes annoyed, and sometimes really having a bad temper. So you are always so moody, Amanda. Means sudden mood swings change. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Means okay, her mom is nagging or her dad is nagging, and they don't even realize that they are. So they are repeating the same statements, the same nagging words all the time to their daughter, and at the same time they're also blaming her that she's sulking, she's so moody, and then she's again blaming her that you are showing such a bad tempered response to us that anyone would think that we are nagging at you, which is not true. So, this shows the mentality of the parents towards their children, which should be changed because by nagging all the time, children don't get changed to a very good and good kid. Instead, they become irritated and annoyed, like Amanda, who always imagines herself to be in her own world, which is free of all this nagging and all that, where she can, live like a Rapunzel in a tower alone, where she can drift blissfully like a mermaid, where she has no homework, where she is not nagged to do homework, when she is not told every single minute to tidy her room. So, yeah, that's all about the chapter, all about the poem. I hope you all understood. If there's any doubt, do write in the comment section below. The class ends. Bye bye.